Hey guys, what's going on? It's Green Zero here, back with another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. We are here with another game here for you today between two very good players. We are on Tournament Galaxy, of course. Tournament Technique, I'm always going to make that joke. On the left-hand side, playing as the Nod faction, it's going to be bike-RUsh+ownz. So Bike is in the game. That should draw some views. He is Blackhand against the one and only Senna, playing as a Nod faction on the right-hand side here. So this is going to be a random mirror. And he is also Blackhand, so I hope you like Blackhand. Who doesn't? Because we're in for a Blackhand mirror here. bike-RUsh on the left-hand side of the screen is sending out his drafted squads. He has a drafted squad in the center. So does Senna. He's going to be the yellow guy, of course, and bike-RUsh sticking with his traditional red color. Both sides will be securing their spikes, and we're going to have an opening engagement. bike-RUsh got shots off a little bit sooner as Senna dicked around this car a little bit here. I'm like, oh, actually, no, he wins the fight. There you go. So able to win the fight. It's a bit iffy with these things here because each squad member has its own individual health, and so if you can kill a squad member before the other guy kills one of yours, you have more firepower, and it creates a snowball effect. bike-RUsh we see with a bike coming out, a raider buggy coming out as well, so maybe just to throw Senna off because he's going for, this looks like a harvester no doubt. He's going to clean that up. Maybe the one bike is to just hurt or just to throw Senna off, who is also going to build one bike, and he does draft. Does he force out? No, he doesn't. Senna is not phased. Senna is not phased. Now, Senna, of course, has come a long way, and I think the reason why Senna is so strong is because of his ability to push and the fact that he does have a knack for Nod mirrors. When I played him as GDI, he tends to not be as quite as potent, but I think he's just naturally better at fighting in a Nod mirror, whether it's due to him doing it a lot more or just being more comfortable with the faction layout here. So he's going to be going up, of course, in this mirror, and bike-RUsh just expanding now. Well, he'll be expanding on low power. He has 2 power plants, so needs to put a third one down here. 4th harvester comes out now. That's only harvester number 4. Battle markers over here. Senna also pumping out harvester number 4 there. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm getting a bit confused, but it's because both sides are built like, you know, a bike each, a buggy each, although Senna got a scorpion tank instead of a buggy. Just wanted to be a little bit safer. Scorpion tank a little bit more durable, especially if you have a war factory there. You can get it behind the war factory, get it repaired, but the cannon on the scorpion tank is not actually particularly powerful. The bikes will be able to do more damage. But bike-RUsh now with his 5th harvester out, no one making a move for that blue Tiberium. It's starting to get to the point where you're going to have a full load of blue Tiberium here, so someone might want to take a swing at it. It's really risky though, of course, in these Nod mirrors. You know, one wrong move and you could lose that if the other guy is constructing units. Senna does put down his ref. bike-RUsh already has his ref down. He's a little bit ahead in that retrospect. bike-RUsh will get a scout off. His scout will be detected, and Senna is going to just push this one away. So there's not going to be this rush to kill each other in the early game here, both sides. I think the map is a bit big for that, but get ready for a lot of bike buggies. Senna just kiting around here. That's an easy buggy kill, and he should be able to get rid of that one. And yeah, he's going to come back here, so just making sure it doesn't take too much damage. There was actually a bike here as well. bike-RUsh ended up on the other side of this bike. He's actually going to get a shot off. Only one missile from Senna as well, so there must have been only half loaded there. But bike-RUsh will get the bike kill there. Only trading out a buggy for that one. So very, very small time stuff. Now we're in the mid game. That doesn't really matter at all. There's going to be a lot of unit trading here. Scorpion tanks coming out now. I think, Senna, what are you doing? He's got Scorpion tanks. We're actually going to see a bypass of the bike buggy, I think, and they're going to go straight into Scorp tanks. Senna is notably behind on the refineries here. He's going to put down a 2nd refinery now, but he is taking blue Tiberium, and bike-RUsh does not have a 2nd war factory, so they are diverging on the tech parts now. bike-RUsh has a bit more economy, but he has gone for infantry instead of a double war factory. Senna will secure the blue Tiberium field. Critical right now. bike-RUsh is going to send out a few of these squads over there. We have battle markers. No, it's just standing on the Tiberium field, so bike-RUsh just... Well, look at this. He really is seem to be defending or a bit concerned about what Senna may be doing. So bike-RUsh looks like he's just going to settle in for the long game, probably just planning to take this to the late game. He does have the infantry flame upgrade now. Senna just kind of shifting around here, going for his dozer blades. So and of course we do have the late game tier 3 upgrades. We don't generally see these Blackhand mirrors go to tier 3 just because most of their power is in their tier 1 and their tier 2. You can generally only get tier 3 for the upgrades, but there's not a lot of upgrades that's super helpful in a Blackhand mirror. I mean, charged particle beams is nice, having a Redeemer is nice, but Blackhand's one of those factions that prefers a numbers game. They want to have a lot of numbers, they want to have a lot of units. There's a battle marker up the top there as well. Looks like Senna's spike is under attack, and he's just going to go through and crush these infantry. No need to engage those. So yeah, he is going to lose his spike, and in a long game, which I think this is going to go, that could be important. He is rallying up here now, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. No, looks like he's just waiting for his Dozer Blades to finish. They're almost done. He's going to want to hold off engaging, but bike-RUsh just has infantry now. It is susceptible to crushing, but there's a few shredder turrets, which of course the infantry can stand in between those, and it just protects them from being crushed. Dozer Blades is done. Senna is going to back up. There's a battle marker over here. bike-RUsh just having a quick peek to see what Senna's up to. Senna actually crawling to his third base, pops down a tech center, immediately goes for charge particle beams. And look at that. Did he get the sell-off there? I think he might have got the sell-off there. I wasn't actually paying attention. I saw a price tag fly up, but bike-RUsh only getting one refinery and no power plant, sorry, no harvesters. There is a Tib Vapor Bomb. He sees, he almost certainly saw the beacon there. There's actually Scorpion tanks here as well. We got a battle marker up here. The Raider Buggy was destroyed, but there is some tanks here. He's got to watch out. He's actually driving into that Vapor Bomb there. Luckily though, it doesn't do too much, and he does get the upgrade done. He could probably just sell. Has to be careful about the Tiberium Vein Detonation here. He's super susceptible. There we go. There it is. Alright, so Tib Vein Detonation comes in, and that's going to cause a lot of these Scorp tanks, even if they move outside the range before it takes effect, they'll still take damage. A lot of tanks actually went down to the red, but it's not going to matter because bike-RUsh quickly focused them down, and now he's going to be able to destroy the remainder. So bike-RUsh used all of his clicks there. No doubt he used Seed Tiberium as well. I would have imagined he would have used it. Actually, no, there it is now. So he used all 4 of his tier 4 support powers. He might just decide to sell that chem plant, where I think he's already sold it actually. So we have a Purifier coming out, 2 Purifiers coming out. So look at this now. Purifiers, I'm not sure what their goal is here. Again, these rocket squads will be able to pretty much destroy it before it gets too close, and these Scorpion tanks are going to come in for the crush, but I think the avatars here will just lend their flame units. This is very unusual from Senna, but at the same time, bike-RUsh does not have a lot of forces here. Once these avatars get close, or purifies, should I say, the flame unit will just decimate them. Blue Tib there is for the taking. What is bike-RUsh doing? Battle marker over there, but he will still not lose the tech center. bike-RUsh here. Oh, look at that. He was going for the blue tib, but has to pull back. Scorpion Tate's coming for the crush now, and bike-RUsh does have his tier 3 done, so a lot of crushing coming on. He just doesn't have any vehicles to prevent the crush here at the moment, and Senna will move up to the top. If he focus fire, he should be able to get a harvester. No worries. He is going to be able to pop that. No, bike-RUsh will pull that back on there. He switches targets. Unfortunately, he's actually sporadic damage there. He will put the catalyst down and focuses down the damage harvester. A couple of harvesters will sneak out of the battle with very low health. So unfortunately, Senna, his what do you call it? His targeting was good, but not perfect. And a Tib Vein will come off. It doesn't actually do a lot of infantry there. Most of them will actually only just die at the end of it. We have a nuke coming down. I didn't actually even see if that was a decoy. It may be a decoy. If we click on it, no, it's got master computer countermeasures. That's a real nuclear missile that he's got there. So bike-RUsh, and this is one of the maps. It's a technique map, so you can actually build super weapons, and they're actually really good because the game is going to go for a long time, and you'll almost certainly be able to fire that off as long as you survive the 7 minutes, which is, because of the distances. bike-RUsh surprisingly doesn't have, these harvesters are actually queued up, by the way, they're not just sitting idle. He surprisingly doesn't have a lot of forces. I think he just expended so much on the clicks, and a lot of his infantry have been cleaned up. Senna, on the other hand, still has some purifiers, and he's actually still producing these purifiers as well. You're going for a Redeem engineering facility here and getting his infantry units out in advance. We'll have to see if he's got plans for a second MCV here as well, because those double turrets could be very good. bike-RUsh just meandering across the map here, but again, he doesn't seem to, he's never really been in force, has he? And that spike is down. bike-RUsh does, of course, still hold his own spike. Senna now is going to have to repel this, and there is a second MCV out. That's almost, is that a second MCV? No, actually, that's his only MCV. Still producing purifiers. What is Senna doing? This is crazy. Maybe he's going for Purifying Flame. That would be crazy if he was going for that. He doesn't actually have it, and there's no shrine. So there's actually 3 purifiers down here. And the infantry, as powerful as they are against vehicles, once the flame unit is in range, it's going to be a barbecue. And yeah, they didn't even get close to killing one of those. Purifier over here needs to get in range of the flames. Actually going to lose an upgraded power plant there, which is a little bit of a pain. But yeah, the Purifier will finish those off. That turret, not really necessary. I think Senna has continued to mine this. I'm not 100% sure if bike-RUsh was able to sneak away with anything. But again, bike-RUsh just very low. Oh, look at this. He's actually got his own Purifier. I'm not sure if that is a captured husk or what that is, or if he's actually produced his own. It is at half health, so it looks like it could perhaps have been a captured one, which was destroyed. All Tibcore bikes coming in here. There's not a lot to defend. Senna already pulling his harvesters. We can see the turrets coming down now as well, and the avatars are here. These bikes don't have the durability. They'll get one harvester. They might be able to get a second one. Meanwhile, this Purifier is leveling most of the base over here with its beam weapon as well as its flame unit. The bikes have been backed into the corner. Senna has so many Purifiers. This is ridiculous. He's actually just trying to max out on these Purifiers here. And although you can't really max out on them because you don't have a unit cap in this game, which is one of the things which makes this game so good, is that it is designed around no unit cap and it works very well. But yeah, this Purifier is still not being dealt with here, and another Purifier will respond to this one here. This could be for a click, but I mean, why bother right now? There's not enough. And look at that. He got the Tib Chem plant. All right, so that's kind of good, but the other refinery had like zero purpose right now. Only these refineries are really useless. A lot of harvesters down here. Senna is still cranking. bike-RUsh is starting to consume the last of his Tiberium. He has a little bit of regrowth here. Senna does have the blue tib under his control. bike-RUsh does have a Redeemer out. Double engineer in the Redeemer though, so no flame weapons, whereas Senna is one engineer, one flame unit, which is very popular and has always really been. Look at these Purifiers. This is insane. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Purifiers, if I count correctly. 12 Purifiers now. He's at the point where he could literally just walk into the enemy base, and there's a 13th Purifier here. I mean, he doesn't even need Purifying Flame at this stage. He's actually moving forward. Now, we do have the nuclear missile. I believe the one here on the higher timer is the real one. Sorry, the lesser time, should I say. So, Senna has 2, and no, look at this, it's stalling. Actually, they're both stalling, sorry. There was a bit of a power micro issue there. Spectre Artillery trying to come out now, and Senna is, there's actually one bike here, but it's just one bike, and it will be dispatched. Won't be able to get a kill there. Senna could even split his force in two, but he has about 2 minutes and 20 seconds to break through and destroy bike-RUsh. If he cannot get that nuclear missile, that will be very effective against these avatars. He'll be able to drop that. It'll only take about 5 or 6 seconds to complete its animation, so Senna will have a tiny bit of time to respond to it. He does get the rage gen off, and that will mean that bike-RUsh can't give out orders to his Redeemer, but he is taking Spectre fire. Spectre's not super fantastic against the Redeemer because it can move pretty well, but you can see there, it's still a problem. The Spectre Artillery are actually sitting behind these buildings. Obelisk comes down now as well. He's going to send the Redeemer in. This is pretty crazy. Rage gen goes off, but the Purifiers are on a move order, which means they won't really do too much. The Redeemer is just walking through this area here. We can see he's pretty low on health. He's actually killing all the Spectre Artillery. Meanwhile, we have the what do you call it, the Shredder turrets there destroying. This is a really wide-angled fight here. bike-RUsh still holds. He still holds his Redeemer. He's managed to destroy Senna's Redeemer, but he has to deal with all these Purifiers. I'm actually surprised that Senna didn't just commit to that fight when he ran his Redeemer, and he could have just gone in and flamed everything down. These buildings would have melted, absolutely melted in seconds flat, but he's actually pulling back here now. He's got a wall of obelisk to deal with, and he needs to make a move. He only has 1 minute remaining before that nuclear missile comes down, and if all these avatars are in a group, as they are, he's going to be in deep. The nuclear missile we can see is deep inside the base here, although it's not terribly deep. A few Spectre Artillery coming out now from Senna, but you can see they're not very effective against the moving epic unit there. And he is going to come across, and look, he could just walk around with these flame units here. This is pretty insane right now. This is just a non-stop endless fight. They're going up there. I'm not sure. They need to kind of turn down right now, and with the HUD off, I can't actually see how much the cooldown is. He's actually retreating back again now, loses another Purifier. He just doesn't seem to want to go in. He's got so many Purifiers. He could have just walked in with the Redeemer as well, and he is going to be destroying the last of bike-RUsh's Spectres. Got a really good volley off there, but oh, that counter volley there will drop one. He needs to back out. bike-RUsh now trying to reorganize, and a rage gen goes off, a fantastic rage gen. It will cause the avatars to attack each other. We have 2 seconds on the nuclear missile. He could probably just nuke these avatars if he wants to, and we can see he just fired the nuke off. He just fired the nuke off. I'm almost certain it's going to be down here, and there it is. Oh, look at that. That's exactly what was going to happen, and I can't believe that Senna, I mean, is as good as he's supposed to be. I mean, he's not obviously a leader or anything like that, but seriously, you would have thought he would have been able to predict that to a T. Now, he's going to try to grab these, but at the end of the day, I mean, he's spending another $500 reclaiming all of these units here that he already had. 2 Spectre Artillery here now will probably be destroyed. He just can't dislodge the Redeemer that bike-RUsh has here, and he is managing to reclaim some of these husks. bike-RUsh not able to destroy them. That Engineer takes a hit, but he does get into the Avatar husk there. He gets into the husk here. These other the other ones will be destroyed. There is a turret right there, but it is starting to be focused down. Spectre Artillery from Senna. This fight just doesn't want to end, does it? Spectre Artillery now firing and harassing that Redeemer of bike-RUsh, which is pretty low on health. It's quite low on health. Meanwhile, these avatars are going to walk through here with the charge particle beam, with the flame units. They will destroy everything that is here. Rage Gen is going to go off, but the Spectres are on a move order. The Spectres are retreating. The avatars are somewhat shooting at them with their flame weapons, but no. Oh, takes a hit there. That hurt quite a bit. And now look at all the charge particle beams going off non-stop. He is going to continue to fire a Spectre Artillery. The epic unit here, the Redeemer, is standing still, so the Spectre Artillery can land shots on it, but once it starts to move again, the shots are somewhat semi-effective. It looks like both sides are simply running a little bit low here, because we can see Senna's look on the radar. Senna's base is gone. His base is gone. He's basically sold everything. I think we're going to take a quick peek at that one there. So I don't think he lost those units. I think he's just sold everything. bike-RUsh again in a similar situation. He's going to grab that husk there. So every unit is going to become important. His Redeemer is still alive, which is critical, and now it's repairing up. It will repair up pretty quickly with the double repair pad. But this fight here, I think Senna, yeah, look at this. He's actually filtered out all of the enemy shredder turrets now, and here's a lot of them left. And he's got Spectre Artillery. He's got 2 avatars here, sorry, 2 purifiers there. Slightly different naming. This purifier over here is taking a bit of damage, but he should be able to respond and destroy that. Any avatar which Senna loses in this minefield of shredder turrets, he can probably just reclaim. And he's now producing his own infantry. He doesn't even have the Disciple upgrade here. And he's starting to overrun bike-RUsh. bike-RUsh also playing the cell game. And this game here, neither side, like bike-RUsh, I think had some opportunities to push this back, and Senna at the same time had some opportunities to finish it, but not able to do so. These 2 purifiers getting some repairs. The Redeemer double repair pad with the repair drones, that will repair up pretty quickly. He's got it back over, or around about half health at the moment. His MCV, though, is taking damage. These Spectre Artillery, they'll change targets. They will change targets. They'll fire at the Redeemer here, taking a lot of damage. We can see the supercharged particle beam not really able to do a lot. I mean, it's not really super powerful versus heavy armor like that, but he could go back to destroying the MCV with his Spectre Artillery. How many Spectres does he have? He has 3 Spectre Artillery remaining. There's 2 purifiers over here. They just can't go in. They don't have enough health, even without the purifying the Black Disciples there. He's not going to be able to push in there. He's going to lose 1 of those guys, and I think Senna just needs to get these Spectre Artillery. He is now retargeting the MCV. They are very good against structures. I think it's the MCV may have been fenced at one stage, but he should be able to drop this. Once it's down, bike-RUsh will no longer be able to place any base. Oh, he switches targets. He's still got that purifier shooting at it, so he should be able to drop it 1 more shot. He will get it. And there's some heroic rocket squads here. I think they may have destroyed the purifier. That's a lot of rocket damage there. And oh my god, Rage Gen goes off, which means, guess what? The supercharged particle beams they mince all the infantry there that Senna just had. And again, no Disciple upgrade coming out of him. He'll need a shrine for that. The thing is that he can continue to build infantry because bike-RUsh doesn't have an MCV, so he can't build shredder turrets, and the Redeemer has no flame unit on it, which is now actually coming back to haunt him. Yeah, he can get quick repairs, but he's not able to do much else. He's actually having to produce Raider buggies in an attempt to stop this here. And this fight this has just been going non-stop. He's actually sieging the war factory. This is a problem. He has to go in now. He has to respond to that. If the Spectre Artillery are coming, they're so far back, he actually destroys one, and they are just shelling that from range. They need 1 more volley. Oh no, Senna pulls back. He's only got 2 remaining. bike-RUsh will save his last war factory here, and he will now fire at these avatars. Senna just starting to bleed out a little bit. He missed the Spectre shot there. That was a moving target. Rage Gen goes off, but the shredder turrets are already oh no, these shredder turrets, the ones that he moved out of range of, will kill the infantry here. There is a Raider buggy that will be destroyed. There are some bikes here. Tibcore bikes, pretty useless. The Redeemer is so badly damaged. These 2 Spectre Artillery need to get back to work on this war factory. If he destroys the war factory, bike-RUsh is out of the game. I mean, even if he can defeat what Senna has here, Senna could just send a flame tank around and it wouldn't matter because he wouldn't have any units to stop it. So He's continuing to shell this. bike-RUsh now is going to be forced to once again respond. He did manage to push back the Spectres with his first response, but now he's really burned out hard. If this goes down, and it goes down, that is devastating for bike-RUsh. Now what is he going to do? He has no means of production. He cannot repair this Purify. He cannot produce anything. He does have a Redeemer, which has now gained a veterancy bar, which is very nice, but at the moment, all Senna needs to do is just destroy those last buildings. He could even send his Spectre artillery around. He might as well just target the Purifier, which he's going to do, and that Purifier will go down. He's even getting ranks on the Spectres now. A Rage Gen will go off, and he's going to be able to pick those two Spectres out. He's going to be able to pick them apart, so he's going to take those both those Spectres. The Redeemer now, the Charged Particle Cannons, I mean, they're really having a tough time here. I mean, he's going to have to individually target them, so it's going to take forever to kill these Charged Particles, but at the same time, Senna, he just needs to finish off these last structures. It's a power plant and a refinery here. Can he identify this? He's sending infantry forward. bike-RUsh is going to have to respond with no flame unit on the Redeemer. Yeah, he has to sell that. He has no choice, and now he's going to fire at Harvesters. The Harvesters now, bike-RUsh so desperate, he's going to call the Harvesters in to do the crushing for him. He might have to actually target the Harvesters to prevent the crush coming off, but the Redeemer is running in now, and these Harvesters are actually killing everything. He just needs to blow those two Harvesters up because they are actually running over all of his infantry, and the Redeemer is so low, it's getting so low, he's firing at the reverse armor, and that's it. bike-RUsh is down. In my opinion there, I think when Senna had those, those 14, 15 Purifiers and he went in with the Redeemer, I think he really could have just sent those in behind it, just on a move order really, and he could have just decimated the whole base. It wouldn't have mattered. I don't know why he held back with those there, just looking from an observer's perspective and then getting nuked by them. I mean, he could have killed the nuke as well. He just turned around. I don't know what he was afraid of there. The Redeemer had already used its Rage Gen, and yeah, I think Senna really made that unnecessarily close, but it was a really good fight nonetheless. 21 minutes 30 seconds. I'm kind of glad Senna won that one there because he was definitely becoming super aggressive. 196,000 to 177,000, so just under 20 grand, so 19 grand in favor of Senna there. If we go to the resources tab, he was always somewhat ahead here. Surprising because bike-RUsh seemed to have more economy. But obviously mining uncontested, taking the blue tib, was able to continue to hold a slight lead over bike-RUsh there, and of course structures tab. Don't look at that because all the shredder turrets will screw up that like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, that was a really good fight. I hope you all enjoyed that video. I'm Green Zero, and I'll see if I can bring you some more Kane's Wrath videos as soon as possible.